Hi, you're wondering where my long hair went. There's definitely a story to that. But before I get on to that story, let me get a little bit into the history as to why I am bald and where all the hair went. The history of my hair starts at the start of the lockdown when I shaved my hair and then I started to grow my hair. And I liked it and I loved when my hair started to grow longer than what I usually grow before I start cutting. And many of my friends who know me as a TCK, their immediate response was, dude, this is delayed adolescence for you. And they're definitely true about it. It was definitely delayed adolescence. What I should have done in my teens, I ended up doing in my 40s. What possibly the rules in my boarding school did not allow me to do, or my parents did not allow me to do in my teens, I guess my wife and my boys allowed me, so I did it in my 40s. But having said that, the hair was just not grown for the fancy of it. There's definitely a purpose for which I grew it. But before I get into the purpose, let me get a little bit more story of what happened, a little bit longer to keep the suspense. To be honest, the whole journey was a lot of fun. Let me be very honest, I loved my hair. I already miss my hair since I cut it a couple of days ago. I loved the feel of my hair on my back, or I loved the feel of the hair when it just flew when I was on my bike from under my helmet. Or I just loved running my fingers through my hair or playing with my ponytail, neither of which is there now. Eventually it will get there again. But having said that, there are some of my traditional friends or my friends who were very stickler to their Puritan ideology, had trouble with my hair. And understandably so, they had their own reasons. But yeah, the journey of reconciling with them or confronting them wasn't easy. There were tears, there were pain. I did take my time to confront and reconcile with the people that meant something to me. But those people who just gossiped or didn't know who I was, I haven't bothered to go back and rectify with them. And if they still do have a problem, I'm happy to have a conversation with them, but they need to get in touch. But of course, that's not the topic of discussion. The topic of discussion, what happened to my hair? Did it go down the garbage chute at the barber salon? Or was there purpose behind it? There definitely was a purpose behind it, and this is the story. A few years ago, when I read a post from one of my friends who had donated her hair for wigs for cancer patients. And when I started growing my hair and my hair got longer than what it was, I realized that my hair could be thick enough and long enough for donation. I'm balding, so I didn't realize I would have thick hair to be enough to donate. So when it grew thick enough and was starting to grow long, I decided that I was going to find a way of donating it to some cancer patient to whom some of my hair could be used to form part of the wig that they will eventually use to wear. I was also reminded in these last 2 years I was growing my hair, I was reminded of my cousin who fought cancer very boldly. He beat cancer, he's cancer free now, he leads a healthy life with his family and kids. But I remember going to the salon with him when he started his chemotherapy, and when he wanted to shave his hair. He shaved his hair much before it started falling off. He didn't want to be seen with bits and pieces hair. He wanted to be known bald even before the whole process started. And I've seen a lot of my friends struggle with baldness. Hair seems to have some value and some significance to people's identity. And more so for people with dealing with chemotherapy, where they lose their hair for medical reasons. And I just found out that there are several organizations in India that will accept your hair of a particular length. Anywhere between 9 to 13 inches is what they would need at a minimum for be used as a wig. They need about 4 or 5 persons hair for make one wig for a patient, cancer patient. And they give their hair wigs to them free. So it doesn't cost the patient anything, and it doesn't cost us anything. It actually goes for good use. I used an organization in Theni in Tamil Nadu that one of the few organizations that accepted colored hair. I have been dyeing my hair for a long time. They accepted colored hair, they're okay with it. Provided you cut it in a particular format. You will find the descriptions of the organization I'm donating to, their contact numbers in the description below. Feel free to check that out. If you're a woman who's got a long hair and is looking to shorten it, consider donating it anywhere over 9 to 12 inches. Or if you're a guy like me who has grown long hair and wants to cut it off, it's a good time to choose to donate it. I think uh, and especially for a person like me as a diabetic, they won't accept my blood in a normal blood donation camp because I am on drugs for diabetes. But on emergency they might, but not on a regular blood donation camp. I used to donate blood regularly before I became a diabetic. But now there is some purpose to some parts of my body that can be used while I'm still alive. So my encouragement to all of you who can afford to donate hair, if it's a woman with a long hair wants to shorten it, or if it's a guy who's growing hair wants to cut it, my recommendation is try and make sure you donate that to a cancer foundation or an NGO that deals with making wigs for cancer patients. So my prayer is that you would end up doing this. And of course, I'm going to restart growing my hair. Possibly another couple of years, I'd be another 12 inches to donate. If I'm not balding much quicker than that. So that's the reason I'm bald. I must confess, I miss my hair. I do miss my hair. I absolutely enjoyed my long hair, and I make no apologies for that. So give your hair a purpose and make sure it's used for good purpose if you have long hair. God bless you.